is a curveball for me because his name is not that easy to pronounce. But he's a filmmaker and visual storyteller who lives here in Charleston. And he has been, over the course, I know maybe 2 years, 3 years ago, he was working on this film, Overalls and Aprons, which is actually about to debut next Friday at the Terrace Theater. And absolutely, there's a little trailer online as well. And this film is going to be very cool because, Charleston, we're very fortunate to have a lot of national spotlight, and oftentimes that spotlight is on the chefs and the restaurateurs, who, of course, are a very important piece of the puzzle. But the spotlight doesn't always shine down upon the producers. And his film is a look at the people behind the scenes, the farmers, the fishermen, the salt producers, the clammers, the oystermen, and that's really, that community is, I think, what makes Charleston's food scene tick and what makes us special. So, Thibaut Fagonde, come on up.
Hello, everyone. So I moved to Charleston 5 years ago. I make films, and I love seeking out for fresh and delicious food. And I'm actually not kidding. I spent the last 4 years making a film of that, and it's called Overalls and Aprons. But I'll get to that in just a minute. As a transplant, there's a question that always comes up for me when I move to a new place. How long does it take to establish roots in a city? Basically, how long does it take to become a Charlestonian? Do you need to be born here and raised? Is it working? No? Oh, there we go. I'm back. Do we need to be born and raised here like our celebrated mayor, Joe Riley, or like Mr. Calhoun, who stands tall in Marion Square? Does it take a month, 6 months, 5 years, 5 generations? My wife is from this area. Does that count? So let's turn to nature and see how agriculture in the Low Country establishes vibrant roots. And remember, the prerequisite for healthy roots is healthy soil. So let's see what Sean Brock and Glenn Roberts have to say about growing Carolina Gold rice in our area.
The idea of deliciousness here essentially goes back to being a good steward of the land. Understanding that the role is to take care of the soil and to feed the soil year after year after year after year. And that's what Glenn does.
This soil was prepared for a half decade to grow this rice, minimum.
So there you go. So this is the groundwork to establish strong roots and cultivate some good soil. You want to become Carolina Gold in this area? Half a decade, minimum. But on a side note, I'm trying to build roots here in this town, but everybody keeps uprooting my name. And basically, this is how it's spelled, and it's pronounced Thibaut. Yes, like the football player, but it's my first name, it's not my last. Well, let's go back to my original question. My roots started in Toulouse, France, then migrated to Canada, and then to Miami Beach. But all the while, keeping very much rooted in the French culture. Living in many different places, you do see differences, but yet I've learned that cultures do share common traits. For instance, I'm from the southwest of France, which is similar to the south of the United States. All right. So we have cassoulet in Toulouse, and you guys here have hop and john. So very similar and both super tasty dishes. So food is really important to me, and especially important to the French culture and to my family, as it also is to Charleston. Voted top city 3 years in a row, and we know why. It's because of our food, guys. So my dad, Pierre, was a chef saucier, and I think you guys are gonna like this. And growing up, this was a picture of my fridge. We never had food in it. But why did we not have food in it? Because we shop fresh every night, every day. And my mom's in the audience, and she can attest to that. But his commitment, my dad's commitment to eating and shopping for fresh food, really set it up for me. His influence of food, his aesthetics of flavor and fresh ingredients, and his love for photography. His aesthetics of light and color inspired me early on. But it's when I moved to Charleston, witnessing and tasting the food craze, the farmers markets, the restaurants, the burgeoning food community. Let's take a quick glance at the James Beard accolades of this town. So this town really triggered my heirloom roots to really come back to life. And the poet David White he says something really wonderful about your roots. He says, whatever particular horizons drew us as a child are the original patterns and templates of our adult belonging. So I picked up my upbringing informed my passions, and my passions informed my work, and the opportunity arose. And that opportunity was witnessing the food phenomenon in Charleston. I felt this insatiable drive to film this food craze, but my ultimate mission was to highlight the spirit of our local producers. Because this entire farm-to-table concept does not exist without them. So this is also a dying art. The average age of a farmer in our state is 59, and nationally it's 62. So let me share a little bit about my film, Overalls and Aprons. This film has been my passion for the last 4 years. It hasn't been an easy road, believe me. Lots of sleepless nights, editing this beast, which is a monster. This is purely driven by love and insanity. So I picked up a project born and raised in the Lowcountry, and I fully immersed my spirit and my soul to this area. So I started to dig deep in my community with my film, and as you can see, I'm quite the captain when it comes to digging, which started a long time ago. The best part of the journey is that you make friends along the way. And connecting with your community is amazing, firsthand. Seeing firsthand the people that grow your food, fish your food, raise your food, craft your food. Farming is tough work, and it's been mentioned earlier. And there's not a lot of money in it, at least for now. But their love for this work is what keeps them going, which is what kept me going to tell their story. So how long does it take to become a Charlestonian? It takes as long as you decide to really jump in and make roots. For me, it took half a decade. I used my passion and made a film called Overalls and Aprons. This project has made me feel more rooted in Charleston than anything else that I could have done. So how do you become rooted to Charleston? To your community? You dig in. You dig into Charleston. Make a project, take your passion, and see where it goes. And then the beautiful thing about it is that you get to eat this deliciousness, the culture, the spirit of this place, which is truly magical. So next week, I invite all of you guys to come to the Terrace Film Festival and watch my film. And here's...
I just love it. I can't help it. I hope I do it until I die. I mean, I don't want to retire. I just love this.
So thank you, Pecha, Kucha, to my fellow Charlestonians, to our roots dig deep.
Friday the 13th, Overalls and Aprons, y'all.